July 4th in Spring, Texas. I have a bad pinched nerve or something in my shoulder, so I just was over here at this playground trying to loosen up my back and or whatever this knot is in my shoulder, and I was hanging trying to separate my shoulder from my back muscles and all that jazz. I think I need to include that in my warm up. I just need to include that in my life. In your 40s and 30s and all that, you relate to other people and other peers your age by your financial status, how your car looks, how your house is, or how big your house is. But I think right when you start turning 50, 60, it's whose health is better, who's in better shape, and have and who has a better quality of life, right? So it's my mission for myself to get healthy in that regards. I won't catch up to anybody financially. I'm not the type to make money. Just never have. I don't expect that to change. Um, I have gone through a change physically where I don't smoke marijuana no more. So I do a lot of walking, starting to do more exercising because bored. I used to just sit in the garage and smoke and play chess. Now I walk, listen to podcasts, and try to get in this walker's high or whatever this is. And I like stimulating the mind about thinking and all that. So listening to podcasts and all that will help me. Audiobooks, all that. And something I always wanted to do is do these things where I got my own YouTube channel or my own vlog or just something to document life, right? I am a content creator. I do sports marketing for mainly high school athletes in the Texas area, but the job I work with, we're starting to expand that to other states and all of that, which is great for the business that I'm in and my company that I work for. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna try to start doing more of these, and I don't want to be on Instagram and all those. That's really the only one I needed to get off of was Instagram. I have to kind of have a account for my job. I don't know if it's necessary, but I'm not gonna constantly check that one. I feel like that wastes a lot of my life just on Instagram, and it's not really any productive. It's not being productive, in my opinion. I don't like crossing the street when cars come up. They're always like, "You can go." I'm like, "I don't trust none of y'all." So I wait for them to go, and then I go. It's July 4th. Like I told y'all, I stay at home. Like I told y'all don't know this. I stay at home with my mom. I've stayed there, my whole life. I had a brief stint in my 20s where I was, you know, trying to have an apartment, but I had roommates, and that was the worst decision I probably made. I made a bunch of bad decisions, but I chalked that up as a bad decision. Might not be the worst decision, but it wasn't a good decision. So I did that a couple years of having a roommate and having an apartment and all of that. Of course, I broke my lease on one apartment, and that messed up my rental history or whatever. So even if I was to get an apartment today, I got to make 3 times the amount of rent to afford an apartment, and it's just me. So I don't have any relationships. I've never had a relationship. I've had, you know, partners and sexual escapades is what I call it now, where, I'm just a little different than what other people have. But I don't know why I shared that, but I will never have a wife or kids. That's just not gonna be in my playbook. That's not in my cards, and it is what it is. Definitely have had my heart broken. I've had my heart broken a couple times, so it's like, you gonna learn? You gonna take it as a lesson? Are you actually going to learn from this lesson? Who knows? But yeah, very naive as a man, especially in today's age. It's just, I don't have any money, and that's what is the common denominator, I think, of having a successful. I don't even know if it's successful because, I know a lot of, or I knew, I don't really hang out with these people no more, where they have a wife and they're still, messing around on the side with other people, and just shows their character. Love when people show their character nowadays, because that shows me what to look for in new friends, you know? I appreciate those friends showing me what a bad friend is, so whenever I do get new friends, I know the qualities to actually look for. Do I want new friends? I am friendly, so I don't think that's hard to achieve, but I'm more excited to be in my own feelings and thoughts in life now. I feel like I've helped other people live their life, or I've been a piece in other people's life, but I've never done anything for my life. One thing that has stopped me, and I've never even started, and I'm talking about this broadcasting and kind of talking about um, content creation and all that, is I I would think this is crazy. You're talking to a screen. Like, this isn't what normal people do, but it is a new time on earth where people talk to their phones, and this is how we communicate. I do want to have my communication where people come to me on YouTube. So this is my attempt to start this process where I'm gonna post videos and post about my life as a content creator. I do this for my job. I don't know what these people are doing over here. They're doing something to our lake where I don't know what's in this stuff. Is it food? Is it fireworks? I don't know. Yeah, it looks like it might be fireworks because it's a bunch of boxes and stuff. You can see over there, those guys right here. Looks like they're setting up for a firework show tonight. Staying with my mom, my brother. We have dogs that my mom took in from her um, rescue group where we watch over, and they don't like fireworks, of course. So our 4th of July's and New Year's Eves aren't fun because these dogs, and my mom, I classify her as a dog mind, where she hates fireworks because, it's just at that point in life where she's at, where it's just loud noises, and she's not the happiest person whenever people are booming their fireworks around her house and it sounds like cannons going off in a World War, Civil War. But the main objective today is my back, my neck is bothering me. It doesn't feel bad right now. I think because when I walk around, it loosens up my muscles, and I did do that shoulder exercise where I was just kind of hanging from these bars at the park. I do want to go to parks more. That one's right there. It's in my neighborhood, so that's an easy walk for me. I think I need to improve my physical meat vehicle that I've been given. I only get one of these, so I need to take advantage of my time and improve my physical quality of life where I'm not feeling like this, and it gives more time to do stuff that I want, maybe find these hobbies that I've lost through my marijuana addiction. Luckily, that was my only addiction I've really had. I've been off of marijuana for, I would say, about a week and a half now. Starting to feel the dreams coming back. I am dreaming a lot more. I think that's because marijuana skips the REM sleep. If I'm correct, I think that's a symptom of long-term smokers and heavy smokers is you lose your REM sleep, which is deep sleep. And sleep is one of the more important, it's probably one of the top important factors of quality of life. If you have a bad night of sleep, it's going to ruin the rest of your day. You're always playing catch up and you're just kind of lagging behind. I noticed that I went and got two drinks yesterday. Old Fashioned's my go-to, and I would usually be really, I don't drink a lot, but whenever I do drink, I feel kind of behind and like just lagging, you just don't feel good. But today, I'm not feeling bad besides this little neck thing, and that's something, I hope it's just like a pinched nerve or something like that. Well, I don't hope that, but it feels like that. It's just a deep knot in my shoulder. I do want this Tesla Cybertruck. Those things are super cool. I don't know. I am very curious and interested in stuff, so that might help me through this process of creating, right? Just my curiosity with stuff where I'm able to jump around from topic to topic. I do need to talk to myself. I feel like this is talking to myself, but I'm talking to y'all. So if I can trick my mind into like I'm talking to y'all. Anyway, I went off on something else. Where was I at? Thinking time. This is another symptom of the marijuana. You lose short-term memory really fast, but I do remember I was talking about marijuana and the addiction I had, and yeah, so that was my only addiction I've really had, was that. I'm not really withdrawing right now, and I don't feel like I withdrawed last time whenever I had to get off marijuana. And the reason why I have to is because I got stopped in Washington County on a traffic stop where I was on the highway. There was almost a wreck in front of me, and I swerved to get out the way, and I didn't swerve like violently, but I just got into the kind of the passing lane, the left-hand lane on the freeway, and all the cars slowed down because this trooper was sitting there. And if you know, like a trooper, you've driven in Texas before on a road trip. If you see a trooper just sitting on the side, you slow down naturally, and that's what caused kind of the slowdown in me going into the other lane. And I don't know if that made the cop pull out or not, but he pulled out, got right behind me. I was still in the slow lane. I was still in the pass by lane, the left lane, but I was going slow. And so he pulled me over for that reason. On the citation he gave me, it says, you were going slow or whatever. So he gave me a warning on that. But I admitted to him I had some marijuana in the car. I had a little package. It was a THCA package. So that's basically THC, where if you burn it, it turns into THC. This is how these dispensaries and these shops are kind of getting around the legality of marijuana laws in Texas. So I got charged with a misdemeanor B, under 2 ounces of weed. It's probably 2 grams in this little package. I admit I had it to him. I was emotional because I don't know why I got emotional, but I told him I had the marijuana and gave it to him, and he checked to make sure I wasn't, impaired to drive. I passed all those tests, so he allowed me to continue on my road trip and go to work where I was, doing the sports marketing stuff. So I got there to my destination where he didn't have to arrest me, but he did give me a citation. So I was checking in a couple months on the citation, and I was looking on ChatGPT. It was like, it's a good chance you might not get charged if they haven't sent you anything in the mail. So